Today I'll be showing you this easy DIY tutorial on how to make these presents at a great panel fence.
I mean, we would call them like hog panels maybe, or yeah, they're not really cattle panels, but yeah, interesting. I think we're using fence panels in a very loose term here.
I completed cutting out both of my panels and they're exactly the same. They're both 21 squares.
Now, one step I would add to this, some galvanizing spray paint would probably be a better idea on the end of those cuts. It's not going to really degrade the longevity of these or anything, but they will start rusting over time. I mean, you're leaving these things outside.
Today's video is brought to you by Nationwide Industries, the Fence Pros' #1 choice. And they're this Fence Pros choice for a couple reasons. The most recent reason? Gate kits. They've paired their most popular hinges with their most popular latches in the most common post sizes to make it easier to grab and go. Also, as a consumer, it makes sure you know you've got the right hinge for the right latch. For example, if you've got a pull gate, they've got a pull gate kit just for you. It's got the Cornerstone hinge in it. It's got the Trident 20-inch. Both some of our most popular gate hinge hardwares. You've got a vinyl fence with 5-inch posts. They got you covered. They've got their Cornerstone 2 hinge. They've got the Keystone Traverse latch, which I love a lot. They've also got a handle in there. But if you have a vinyl fence with, say, a 4-inch post, they've got that too. All at Nationwide Industries. Check them out in the link below.
All right, guys, today's video is titled DIY Christmas Presents Made from Fence Panels. Pretty timely for this time of year. Now, before we get into it, this video is going to be more of an overview. If you'd like to watch the entire video with the complete tutorial, the link will be in the description below.
Welcome to Holiday Lighting and Creations. Today I'll be showing you this easy DIY tutorial on how to make these presents at a great panel fence.
So that's interesting. So it's, I mean, we would call them like hog panels maybe, or yeah, they're not really cattle panels, but yeah, interesting. I think we're using fence panels in a very loose term here.
This present is over 8 foot tall alone. Let's get into the details of how these are made. To get started, I purchased this 16 foot by 5 foot galvanized fence panel, and the spacing between the squares is 4 inches, which is perfect because that's the same spacing as my lights, and I'll be able to cut both presents out from this one panel.
Now, what's interesting, so it's a galvanized panel. They also make these, or at least here locally, they'll offer these in a black coated as well. It might add a little bit nicer touch using a black rather than a galvanized.
Once you have your panel, the next step will be to measure and cut the panel. And I'm using these bolt cutters, but you can use a grinder or whatever you have that will cut this panel. And if you're going to use the same lights that I am, you can use my same measurements. So I already measured that 21 squares down will be the perfect measurement, so I don't have any excess lights. And then I'm
Now, one thing to note about cutting this with bolt cutters, so this is heavy gauge steel, which just means it's going to leave a really, well, even if it's thin gauge, it would leave a really fine point. But the heavier gauge, the more you have to really pay attention to where those sharp ends are. Once you cut them with bolt cutters, which he also mentioned you can use a grinder. I would argue just go straight with the bolt cutters. With the grinder, you've got a little bit more safety precautions there as far as like flying bits of metal. So face shield or some sort of eye protection at a minimum. I don't know. The safety police might have something to say about how he's doing it. I think it's fine. With the bolt cutters, that would probably be my preferred way of cutting it.
Going to cut the panel and make sure you have 21 full squares. And then you're going to do the same thing for the other gift because they're going to be the same exact size. Once the first section is cut out, you're going to...
You might also stand it up and just cut it vertically so that you're not standing on the panel as you're cutting it. It wouldn't be that much harder, and it would... You can see one of the panels is a little warped. Now, for the overall presentation of the presents, it's probably not going to matter. Something to think about.
Repeat the same step for the second panel, but don't start right here. Make sure that you measure 21 full squares. This will not be a full square because there's no end piece right here. So just measure it out, and I'm using this board right here to elevate the panel. That way it's just easier to cut and it's not laying on the ground. I completed cutting out both of my panels and they're exactly the same. They're both 21 squares.
Now, one step I would add to this, these are likely, presents you'll want to use or decorations you'll want to use year on year. Some galvanizing spray paint would probably be a better idea on the end of those cuts. It's not going to really degrade the longevity of these or anything, but they will start rusting over time. I mean, you're leaving these things outside. You definitely want to just spray those with some sort of cold galvanizing compound. You can get it at any home improvement store.
Squares by 15 squares. And before you put the lights on, you might want to grind down your edges that you cut depending on how you cut them because they might be sharp. It's just whatever you prefer. To put your lights on, you will need 4-inch cable ties, and I just bought the 1000 pack. I'm using 4-inch 5mm.
All right, guys, we're going to skip ahead. So he's going to show us how he lays these lights out. Like I said, if you'd like to watch the entire tutorial, the link is in the description.
Grid. I'm going to make the bow now, and each bow is going to be a little bit different, so you can either make them the same or you can change up the dimensions. It really doesn't matter. It's just what you prefer, but you will need one cross section that's 1/2 inch, and then you will need 10 45-degree 1/2 inch PVC fittings, and then 2 10-foot 1/2 inch PVC pipes.
So he mentions there in the graphic that popped up, you can use a heat gun. I would just stick with this method, the heat gun. So when you heat this up, if you've ever heated it, there is a moment where you put too much heat on this and it absolutely just falls apart and it won't keep its shape very well until it cools. And I can see that being an entire disaster. Now, if you're a pro level, PVC worker, then by all means heat her up and bend her. But I would stick with just cutting it.
Your pipe cutters and something to measure the pipes with. All right, I have all of my pieces.
Now, you'd probably also want some sort of adhesive, PVC glue to glue these things together, I suppose.
Is now cut out, and you can follow the diagram on the screen, which shows which pieces go where.
He's going to assemble these things. Like I said, I would glue them together just so that if we're talking about doing it, for several years in a row, you're not worried about it falling apart.
This section is actually going to go behind the present like that.
Okay, so we've painted it. It looks nice.
See,
that's the thing is, if we were using black panels, I think it'd just make that look a little bit nicer, especially these are going to be out during the day. So these lights are like red and gold or green and gold. You could paint the corresponding, sections that color so that in the day it also looked like a present. That might look cool.
These up with the top, and I think that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is take these 8-inch cable zip ties and just zip tie my bow together.
One thing to think about too, though, is that PVC is going to start getting brittle year on year. So, that part of it you might end up having to rebuild over time. The panel is going to last forever. The panel will be the longest living part of this. LEDs theoretically or whatever, 10,000 hours. But my experience has been these Christmas lights do not last 10,000 hours.
And the last thing to do is cut all those zip tie ends off. I've completed this gift box right here, and to do this one, it's virtually the same steps as that one. I used the remaining panel that we had left over, and I just rotated it to stand up, and then I put the lights
either
on
one
the
of them
same
could go
way
either
as
way.
that one. Just make sure that your male plug is at the bottom down here so you can plug in the entire gift, and that you have a female plug up here somewhere so you can plug your bow in.
Overall, guys, I think they turned out well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, if you'd like to watch the entire tutorial, that is in the description below. For now, Joe Everest, the fence expert, wishing you a happy holidays.